My goal is to spend $100 to $120 per person per month, and I am right on track for that. And yep, if you're wondering, we come in way under budget for what the USDA's Thrifty Food Plan suggests our family size should be spending. And we're getting organic food. Hey, it's Sarah from Tiny Shed Life. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about getting 3 months worth of food, and it's going to be a little different than what normal people probably do with here's all my recipes on each day and just overcomplicating it. I keep it stupid simple and super affordable, and when I started doing it this way, I saved so much money. But before I jump into what this is and all the food I bought at Sam's Club and HEB, which is one of our local grocery stores here in Texas, I have a question for you that will help me with a future video. Okay, I have these amazing storage bins. They are the best bins from Azure Standard. They are gravity bins. But I was thinking I would do an entire video on how different items perform in these bins. So I want to know, like, realistically, what would you want to put in here? And we will try it out. I don't know, I just kind of want to explore with them and learn how they perform. So go ahead and just leave a comment below on what you want me to try out, and I will get all the supplies and I'll put something together. It's going to be fun and exciting. Okay, let's dive into the good stuff. What I really want to teach or share or maybe get some of your input on is how you buy food. I buy the same things all the time. Maybe twice a month to 4 times a month we'll do something fun or different. But for the most part, it's a meat, a grain, and a vegetable, and then we have fruit for dessert. Super simple, using lots of spices and just little ingredients like spaghetti sauce or green chilies and things. The ultimate goal, okay, let's wait on that one. Okay, let me explain this. So this is how I break my grocery budget down. Okay, so we have our primary food. The primary food is going to be, and this will look different for everyone depending on what you eat, is food that you can't live without. Now, this is not chocolate chips. This is not that. This is like your proteins, your grains, your vegetables, and your fruits, okay? And for us, we want to make our primary food things that we can eventually grow out here, raise out here, and do ourselves. So the goal is that our primary food, and that's why I drew all these cute little animals and, crops, is that eventually our homestead will replace the primary food, and the secondary food will be all I have to buy. And if something awful were to happen, the SHTF situation, things really do change, like electricity and all that. So in the meantime, I'm going to be practicing those skills on what we would do and how to grow food and all those things. But if something like that were to happen, I really only need this primary food. This stuff is great, but my kids don't need bananas every day or whatever, oranges. We can grow some oranges, but so my secondary food are things that we love to eat, but it's things that we can't grow out here or produce ourselves. And if we can't grow it or can't do it, that's okay. We're used to eating our primary foods. And then a tiny little piece of our budget, because I'm not going to be totally no to everything, is kind of our extra food and our morale food. So you're thinking things like chocolate chips, things like that that are nice to have, but you could do without. And eventually I'd love to have our full garden that we can eat off of. Berries, strawberries, maybe a milking cow. I heard they're a big commitment. You can let me know what you think about that. And honey and just different things that we could do here. And what's also nice is that some of these things, if we just do a little extra, we can sell, and that will cover other costs. So that's kind of the big picture. What I was really surprised to see on this is that if you add in, I spent 60, so this is 3 months. This food will last us 3 months. I do have one more shopping trip. So for 3 months worth of food, not including my Azure Standard pickup, which will be about $700, I'm guessing, we're right under $1,700, which comes out to $564 a month, which really is not that bad for 3 months worth of food. That's $81 per month per person, which leaves me that $20 to $40 to spend on the Azure stuff. But so I added up our primary food, which I make a list. I have meat on that one. I have vegetables, pasta, our beans and stuff, which I did not need to buy on this trip because I had a lot left over. But I put the primary food here. So if you know, we have a really tight month, someone gets sick and can't work, we don't sell as much as we normally do, I would need $700 about to make it through 3 months. Now this would be eating very lean and very bare, but that's not bad to feed 7 people over 3 months. Plus I have, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, so this will not happen overnight for you, but I've been storing food for a long time and we've started growing our own. And then secondary 180, and then our extra morale. So this was like ranch dressing. I think we got the kids some mozzarella sticks. We're not always 100% organic. I do try my best, but sometimes it's fun just to have other things. So I did those from the store this last week. And then I calculated how much we would use from our current inventory, because the only vegetables I had to buy this week were our green peas. We still had a ton of green beans, corn, carrots, and all of that. That's going to come from here. And I calculate we need $364. That money I will put aside, and when I go to replace it in like a month or two, I will have that money already saved. I calculated how much we feed our chickens and what it costs to raise one meat bird. And I kind of estimated how much we use a month of each item. And we use about $407 over 3 months worth of those resources. So I'll also take that money and I'll set it aside slowly. So when we need to buy more feed, buy more chickens, any of that, it'll come from that pile. If you have questions about that, let me know. I really didn't want to like chat your ear off too long. I want to take you in here and show you kind of what's going on. It's a lot. Okay, so here's all the bacon. It is a little more expensive than some of the cheaper cuts, but this one is raised without antibiotics or in package without nitrates. I think I got 1 per week, so I probably have 12 of these. We'll do bacon 1 or 2 mornings a week. That should last us. And then all of the green peas. And then look at all this turkey. This is, the organic turkey at HEB is quite expensive. So I do buy the no antibiotics ever turkey. And it's 2 pounds in each thing. And I think I paid $17, like just under $17 a piece for that. We will go through 1 of those a week. So I got 12 of them. You can see them all. Okay, and I had some mixed vegetables left over. Here's the ground beef I get. We actually haven't eaten like red meat in a while, but thought let's reintroduce it because we can have our own cattle out here. It is 100% grass-fed and grass-finished, and it's organic. I paid $5 a pound. I will do 1 pound of ground beef a week. So we'll like cut these and I'll thaw them out in the fridge. We also got ham, so I really think we need to invest in getting a pig so we can like have better quality ham. This is not as good of ham as this bacon I got, but it's diced and it's easy for us to throw into scrambled eggs and into salads. Just, you know, do that. And then some shrimp for my husband. Our Sam's does not have organic frozen fruit. There is one, it's about an extra 30 minutes away that I could go, but it's just, I don't know. It's not a big deal right now. I'd rather have the food on hand. And I bought 5 bags of frozen strawberries. Some of that money that is from the extra or the secondary fund, I will buy fresh fruit. But I really find that living out here, it's a lot easier for us to buy the frozen fruit. Fresh fruit we would eat first. We'd move to frozen fruit, and then I would move to like applesauce in the jar or like freeze-dried apples or whatever fruits I have freeze-dried. And I bought 4 bags of blueberries. They're in here, all of them, I promise. And some other things I got is I get these noodles. I pay $6 almost a box for these, so that's accounted for in that chart of $1,700. You can go cheaper. These are also organic, and they're wheat, and they're $2 a box, so or a bag. It just kind of depends on what you need and what you want to do. Conventional would be even cheaper. I already had a ton of spices on hand, and like, see, not organic, not fancy, but we like them and we make stuff with it. Maple syrup we use pretty regularly to sweeten things, as well as honey. Sometimes I get honey from a local place, but I don't always come in contact with them, so this is just nice to have on hand. And one day I will be making my own spaghetti sauce, but for now, this is our favorite brand. Again, there's cheaper brands, but this is one that I like. It's got very, very clean ingredients. Let me find them. Just very simple, clean ingredients. And I get those at Sam's. And Azure has not had apples. I emailed them just kind of curious if they're getting rid of them or what's going on. And they said they start harvesting at the end of the month. So probably not the next order I do, but the one after that, we will get our apples back. So for now, I had to buy some HEB ones. They are organic, and they had, I think it was $1 off per 2 pounds. So it ended up being $1.49 a pound, which really isn't bad for in the store apples. I am not completely done storing up for our 3-month, like supply of food. I plan to do a big Azure Standard haul. I have everything in the cart. Our pickup date isn't until the end of the month, which will probably put it more like the first week of October when we pick it up. So I'm excited to do those because that will literally, I'll be able to make bread, tortillas. We're going to try to do some animal crackers. Really trying to move everything to scratch. So like maybe one day I'll be able to get to learning how to do ranch dressings and all that. I know they're not hard. It's just, you just got a lot to juggle. Don't forget to leave a comment about what you want me to put in those gravity bins, because I think it's going to be kind of just fun to try different things and see what works and doesn't work. I hope you learned something from this haul. I hope you kind of start thinking of things like primary food, secondary food, and extra. And it's okay to get extra food, y'all. It's okay to buy something fun. Be forgiving to yourself. It's kind of sometimes what just having a bad day, you want to put a Hershey Kiss in your mouth. Just do it. I really appreciate you spending time with me today, and I will see you next week. I'm trying to think what else I got. You make sandwiches and do stuff like that. Let me come up here.